I want to talk about Brigitte Macron. You know, French people and us who are French, who used to live in French or who live around France, right? We kind of never believed that whole transgender thing. I mean, I'm speaking for me. Let me speak for me and not for everybody else. Maybe everybody thought that it was real, but to me, the first time I heard about it, I was like, okay, that's. I was like, listen, if you when you get as high in power or fame or money, you're gonna have haters and you're gonna have people who are gonna create all sorts of crazy things about you. And the first time I heard that rumor about the Macron's wife being a man, I was like, what the fuck? Okay. And it was like a long time ago. It was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't remember. And me, I was like, just the internet, being the internet, and who cares? Like, do we care? I understand, like, it would be what we say, mensonge d'état, but to me, it was just something that just makes no sense. And you know, the more time went and I saw that, I was like, I don't care. That's BS. It doesn't matter. It's not important. I don't care. That's BS. I don't understand why people are making it what it is not. And, you know, yeah, big up, you know. And then Candace went crazy. Then Candace arrived out of nowhere. I mean, not out of nowhere, but she really made it like something that was, I mean, she blew it up. And I believe that the Macrons just, how can I say that? I believe that the Macrons end up falling in the trap. And that's the American trap. Because in America, you have a bunch of people who are grifters. In France too, don't worry, everywhere. But in America particularly, grifting is like a sport. You got the race grifters, Dr. Umar Johnson, all the people who pretend they are victims all the time and they make it, hey, Joujou, what up, Mr. Max? What up, Sabrina? And they make it, you have the trans grifters, you have the right-wing grifters, you have all sorts of grifters in the US. And what you have to understand is, for them, what is the most important is not really the content. What is not really important for them is actually the facts. they don't really care that much about the truth. What they are interested in is creating emotion to you, the viewers, so that you can watch the content. And as you watch the content, share the content, comment on the content, they make money from sponsors, they make money from endorsements, they make money from views, and they get invited everywhere because their voice become big. So they will not care actually about the veracity of whatever they are saying, as long as they have something to say that will make people talk, react, have emotional reactions. And if they can give you a way to fight each other in the comments, that's perfect. Because every time you come to see who reacted to your comments, you are being shown ads. And if you are being shown ads, they are making money. That's how it works. And that's why all these people are just trying to, like they say in the US, there's no bad publicity, there's only publicity. And whenever I saw the Brigitte Macron story, and to me it was just one of those conspiracies. And yeah, listen, people who believe that is people who are just in their phone looking for something. And yeah, listen, another perfect conspiracy. Listen, some of those conspiracies end up being true. Others are just conspiracies. And until there's facts, that's what they are. Fantasies by people who have, whatever, listen, aliens, Area 51, this one is this one did that, who killed Kennedy. Like there's a bunch of conspiracy theories. And the more you try to hide the truth from those people, the more they go down the rabbit hole. And some people are really professionals of that. And personally, listen, I've been famous for a long time in my little bubble, and I had my share of people saying crazy stuff about me, inventing stuff. And so whenever you get famous in France back in the 2000s, whenever you got famous, it was always the same rumors as a man. Usually you get famous, people say that you have, the first rumor is that you're gay. The second rumor is that you take drugs. And then usually at a point, if you get famous enough, it becomes you got killed. And then you got a disease. This is just a rumor mill. But what is interesting with the internet, Pilo, what up? Nina, what up? MJ, what up? What is interesting with the internet is that with the internet, it's not just rumors in the backyard or in the coffee shop or at the bar. Rumors that, rumors spreads. Listen, as long as man existed, rumors, they just spread. But they stay local. And actually, the people who spread rumors, they spread it actually just to be interesting. You are at a dinner, everybody's talking, Everybody's saying smart stuff. You don't have nothing to say because maybe you're not that smart, or you don't have nothing to say about the subject. And then you just throw a rumor on the table and everybody's like, oh, what? Tell us more. And now you become interesting. And now you say anything. Oh, I heard that XYZ. And the big difference nowadays with the internet is that you can get rich off of content. You can get rich doing music, but you can just get rich spreading rumors. You can just become the source where all the conspirationists, they converge on your YouTube channel or wherever you are, and they listen to you telling stories. And yeah, listen, you can speak as a journalist, you can speak as a leader of opinion, you can speak as you. All you need to do, you go to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, whenever you want, you create a channel and you're ready. And you start talking. Just like I am now. And some people will want to listen to what you have to say. And the crazier the things you say, the more viewers you have. Because that's human nature. Listen, if I want to multiply by 50 the amount of people that are coming to these live streams, I know exactly the subjects. I just go and find subjects that make people angry, that make people divided, that people insult each other in the chat and debate in the chat, and then come back to the clips that I put, and they're all there debating. I will have more views. I will have more engagement. Because I will have more engagement, the platforms, the automatic systems in the platform will put more ads on my channels because there's a lot of people watching them, and they will put ads that cost more. So in YouTube, for example, you have tiers of ads. You have, if your video makes, I don't know, 100 views every time you put a video, you will get the ads that cost, I don't know, 10 cents. If you talking about something like crypto that people who are watching have money and they are really interested in it, and it's people that are spending money, then you will have the people that have you're gonna have the ads that cost $2-3. So as a video, you can make from 1 million views, you can make €0, you can make €500, you can make €2,000, or you can make €10,000. It just depends the type of ads that are on your video. Plus, if you make a series about the wife of a president, and you come with a book that you're reading, and you're talking about a lot of some intriguing stuff that make people ask themselves questions and make people interested, then if you make 5 million views per episode and you make 10 episodes of that, and you keep talking about it and grifting about it, but listen, maybe you make 50 million views in total about the subject. 50 million views is 50 million set of ads. Somebody who's trying to show their product will pay premium to have their ads on top, under, before, after, in the middle of your video. And that's why most people, that's what they are interested in. And it's it's very interesting. So I was not really interested in. Listen, he has a dick, doesn't have. I don't care. Personally, I don't care. Doesn't change nothing of my life. Of course, I'm a French voter, so of course I don't really would like the fact that I would have been lied to if that thing turned out to be true. But in reality, if we are in the era of inclusivity, and if you are a man and you become a woman like Caitlyn Jenner, normally Obama says you're a hero. So yeah, so what? Normally in the world of today, if indeed it was a guy before, he should be celebrated. And that's what I used to say at the point. I was like, eh. And then you had that all becoming Brigitte stuff. So yeah, I'll watch a little bit of it, but I'm not really into it. And then it died down. I mean, nobody was talking about it anymore, right? Until the Macrons decided to sue Candace Owens. And in suing her, maybe to scare her off, or to, I don't know, to try to prevent her to talk about it, they just made the whole story an international story. Because now everybody's talking about it. And that's when I was like, what are these guys doing? Listen, my whole life, I heard rumors about me, or I had, when you are the head of a label, you get issues with people, problems with artists, problems with other people, like business, whatever. Stuff happens. I always kept things out of the public. And even if something was public, or one of the artists I work with had a problem, or me had a problem with somebody, and it came out in the news or something, I would never say nothing. I would let it die by itself. Even more on the age of now of the internet. Whenever there was an issue that I was close to with the internet, and the whole internet went crazy about whatever, I would just stay silent. I would just remove or just not enter whatever platform for a week or two until people go to the next story, because people are like that. They are obsessed with something, and they get obsessed for a certain time, and then they get obsessed with the next thing. So if they're obsessed with you, all you have to do is take 2 weeks and go on a retreat somewhere, or work or do something else, and not talk about it, and tell all your friends, don't talk to me about it. And it doesn't exist. But if you hire an American lawyer that apparently they're known for their bully tactics, and those people try to bully somebody who's crazy already, oh, then you fucked up. Because now it's not just P-Law, a huge debate in the US. It's in Congo, it's in Switzerland, it's in China, it's everywhere, because all the news networks started talking about it, when before that it was just in the confine of a big YouTube channel, but it was more in the conservative space. It was more them and their own rumors and whatever proof they had, and everybody talking about it and whatever, and people saying, yeah, just show DNA proof, whatever, but you could just ignore and you're good. But now everybody's talking about it. So listen, I don't know, like, are you doing this because you want people to talk about it? Or like, is it like some reverse thing where you're like, yeah, we want you to talk about it? Or is it you not just being emotional? I was having a conversation today with a friend that we do music together, and I was telling him, as a creator, as somebody who's doing business in the field, the emotional field of music creation, something that I learned personally is I never take any decision based on my emotion. Never. It doesn't mean that I don't feel things. It's just that when I'm feeling something hard here and I'm feeling like the anxiety here of whatever emotion I have, that's not the moment you take decisions. That's not the moment you take decisions. That's when you just let it die down. You just stay alone. You go take a walk. You go to the gym. It's there. You only think about it, but you don't say nothing until you take control. Once it's back to logic, that's when you take a decision. That's when you say something, because you thought about it, and now you have all your ideas in place and you're ready to answer every question from everybody, and you're ready. And you have a strategy and you can follow it, and you can be cold in the decision making and whatever you have to say. But it's crazy to me that somebody who's the president of my country seems like they are reacting emotionally to something that they should just I mean, I know there's laws about defamation, but I believe that it's not exactly the same when you are a public figure. I believe that when you're a public figure, people can talk about you to a certain extent because you are a public figure, and they can say stuff, rumors, whatever. And so I don't know. This is like the type of things where it is blowing up the rest of the whole story, including the fact that he was 14 when he met her, there was a teacher, etc. All this, now you have the whole world talking about it. And those people, I would say 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, COVID time, her channel will have just disappeared. They would place a phone call to YouTube, and YouTube would just remove the channel. The problem is doing that to all the doctors who were just saying like, yeah, we're not sure about the vaccine. We're not sure. They were like, I reserve my judgment. They would lose their channel just for saying that. It was either you in or we just, so they're like, it became so tyrannic at that time that's how YouTube lost a lot of subscribers, a lot of viewers, and a lot of creators to Rumble, the competition. Because people were saying, yeah, listen, on YouTube, we're not free to say what we want to say. We're not free to say, we're not free to talk about Ukraine unless it's the way the official story is we're not free to talk about LGBT. We're not stop, and even not to say we are against. We just not free to just have different opinions. We're not free to talk about a bunch of subjects, Gaza, etc., etc. Like a lot of people started even inventing new words. Thanks below. Inventing new words to say stuff because the YouTube AIs, whenever you say some words, would just demonetize your videos. And to me, it makes no sense. Like back in the days, if you said, I don't feel comfortable to have a man that is not transformed, that still has all his man attributes and a beard, walk naked in the in the spa with the women, including my daughter who's with my wife, you would get your whole channel demonetized or removed, or your account on Instagram or whatever. That's how far it went 4 years ago. And that's how all these companies are starting to realize, okay, that's how we got with Trump. That's how the world became way more conservative. That's why everybody went right, because when the world was very left, the people show that they are a little tyrannic because they believe that they are on the side of the right, of the good versus the bad. When to me, there's opinion versus different opinions. And yeah, listen, the good exists, the bad exists, but some people don't have the same opinion as you. And you cannot just, because you don't have arguments, say, yeah, you are X-phobe. Whatever X is. And that's where we are now. And today, when you do that, first, you cannot call YouTube to have comics and people who have opinion that have different opinion than you. You cannot just have their channel removed, because it's actually bad business for the platforms. So these videos actually, they went from 2-3 million views each to 5, 6, 7 now. So you are actually putting publicity on that. And me, I was like, these people make no sense. They are actually blowing up the thing. So listen, either they just let their emotion take the best of them, or in a kind of sick way, they want you to talk about it. They want you to know, because who knows? Because who knows how they, I don't know. It's strange. MJ saying gossip platforms can make big money these days. Could be a blog or X account, etc. There are more opportunities. Yeah, listen. Humans love that. Gossip. If you address the rumor, they spread faster. Yeah. Julie's saying, the rumors about Brigitte are just people obsessed with transgenders people. It feels like everyone is suspected. It's a crazy society. But again, Julie, if we live in a society where you are accepted and you are seen as a hero, like Caitlyn Jenner, well, you should not be, even if you're not, you should not take it as an insult. See what I mean? Because if you take it as an insult, it means that you don't go with your inclusive thing. Listen, if somebody says, if there's a rumor that says that I used to be a girl, I would laugh at it. So maybe it's I don't. You see what I mean? So it kind of contradicts the inclusive society that they've been selling us all this time. You should actually don't care. You should be like, yeah, whatever you think, I don't care. Like, I don't have to prove you nothing. I don't have to show you photos of me as a young person. I don't have etc. etc. And yeah, I used to date him when he was or whatever when he was in statute of limitation. So people cannot do nothing to me. So yeah, fuck you. And keep it moving. Isn't this what happened to Naturi? Listen, I would love to speak to her on the phone, but she doesn't reply to the phone. I think that's what happened to her, but I think they tricked her. You remember when one day I put a comment, and in the image of the comment, there was actually some porn stuff. That's what they do, and then after that, they do mass. They have like 100 people that at the same time say, oh, there's porn on this channel, and your channel falls. So this is something that the Israeli use this to suppress voices of people who contradict them too. Is they just do mass reporting of channels from real people, and if the automatic bot sees that there's it will just look at the image and it would look, oh shit, that's a dick. So your channel falls. So that's, people are just using stuff now. Like I know it happens a lot in Brazil, for example, when you are canceled, it's not just people who are just not supporting you anymore. It's just like millions of people, because it's 400 million people there. And all of a sudden you have like 1 million people who are reporting your Instagram account, and your Instagram account just falls because people are when you give any power to people, they just go crazy with it. That's humans. And if you give power to crowds, they just become dumb. And if they don't agree with anything you said, they want you to disappear. Listen, me, when I disagree with what you say, I either say to you, I disagree in your comments. And if I really, really like disagree to a certain point, I just don't watch you. And that's it. I don't need to go call everybody and cancel you and be emotional about you. You don't change my life. And the internet is full of people who, listen, people don't believe in God anymore. That's why they believe in all the influencers. Because for the human psyche, this is what is the nearest thing to God, because of the worshiping part. So instead of just being fans of people, they worship people, and they just worship a lot of mini gods. And then whatever you say is sacred. When, to me, I'm sorry, the only sacred words, listen, I don't even really worship nobody, so it's hard to me, because my critical thinking is just not, to me, a lot of things don't make sense, and when they don't make sense, I cannot forego of my logic. So when you tell me, oh yeah, there's this guy, and then he came back, and then he went to the sky. But okay. So it's different to me. I believe in entities. I believe in energy. I believe in higher powers. Yes. But a book written by other niggas? Nah. So, but because we are in this world where everybody is godless, yeah, listen, they will worship all these people, influencers, people on YouTube, people, political pundits, and they will just come and listen. Me, sometimes I go watch left-wing commentators in French, in Portuguese, and in English. Then I will watch right-wing conservative in French, English, and Portuguese. Then I will go to the center, and I'll just to make my idea. Once YouTube sees, let's say I'm watching, I don't know, 2-3 videos of Candace Owens, for example, then it will show me everybody else. Charlie Kirk, this, that, all of them. And if I go look at Pascal Pro in French, then it will show me more of that, and then more of those, and then Sarah, and it shows, the algorithm will show, oh, this is what you like? Show you more, right? But me, if I watch like 10 videos, 10 debates, and everybody is saying the same thing 10 times. Oh, what about October 7? Oh, but we have the right to defend ourselves. Okay, if I saw it one time and then I see it 10, 20 times, at a point I'm like, okay, I'm done with all of you. Because you're just repeating the same things and you are actually interested in the views. And me, I'm not emotional and you are wasting my time. If you don't have nothing new to say or new to debate about than just the same points, I'm out. I'm on to the next thing. And there's a lot of people who have this issue. They just love to go watch people saying the same thing over and over again. And well, it is what it is. What you want me to say? It is what it is. But me, I'm not really interested.